Hey YouTube, it's Steve Rack. Time for another 5 on Friday where you ask questions and I answer them. So remember, if you want to ask a question about your landscape business or any other business, I guess that's fine, put them in the comments below and I'll make sure that I answer them. Also, number 2, if you like what you're watching, hit subscribe to my channel and I will be doing this as much as I can on Fridays. I also have other videos, so check them out. Anyway, ready? Let's go. All right, hey, everybody who came out to GIE, I am really glad that I got to see and meet some of you guys. It was really cool. I had a great time at the GIE rally. That was really cool. So anyway, just wanted to give a shout out to that and everybody that I saw and met. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to see you and meet you. Maybe next year, okay? Maybe next year. So here we go. The first thing I want to say is stick around till the end because there's going to be a bonus question and answer with me and my brother that you're not going to want to miss. Okay, so stick around to the end. You'll see the bonus question, the bonus answer, and we'll go from there. So here we go. First question comes from Andrew Agger. How far are you willing to travel for an account? Let's say, for example, that you get a whole group of properties. So say, for example, there's a restaurant franchise owner that's looking for one company to do all of their restaurants in your area. Let's say that there are 20 of them on that route, and say that 18 of them are close and decently close to where you are working, but the other 2 are very far away. So you have to make a decision because this particular person only wants one company to take care of all 20 restaurants. You have a couple choices here. You got a business decision to make. Number 1, do you want to travel a little bit further to get the entire contract, and is it worth it to you as a company to go ahead out there and do a couple more places that may be a little bit farther than normal in order to get the contract? Is the contract going to be big enough? So you have to be able to cover your expenses with the entire contract in order to maybe travel a little bit farther to pick up the other 2. Now on the other end of it, you could always subcontract those other 2 locations out. The other option is if you have a very big property. So say, for example, somebody wants you to bid a property that's a very substantial amount of money for your size company. So it may be a $20,000 contract if you're only doing $50,000 in business. It may be a $100,000 contract if you're doing $1 million in business. You have to ask yourself, how far am I willing to go, and can I build that time into my travels? Let's say you got a job that's 24 man hours, and that's 3 guys for 1 day, okay? So if I was going to do a job that's a 24 man hour job, and say it's an hour away, you're going to have to add another 3 to 6 hours onto that job in order to make it worth your while. Now maybe you don't have to charge that time at your premium rate, but charge enough time on there so that you can make some money with your crews driving to that particular job and back. Work it into your bid. That's probably the best advice I can give you on that. Other than that, hey, we're willing to travel. It just depends on where it is. It also depends on how big the contract is. Can I build that travel time into my bid? And can I make money on the job? Okay, great question. Question number 2 from Brandon Spangler. Would you recommend a landscape lawn care company to branch out into other services such as seal coating, power washing, tree extraction, and junk removal? It really depends. Are you an entrepreneurial minded person? If you are, then maybe branching out into different areas is a good idea. I have some consulting clients that I work with that have several businesses, and some of them do a great job at it, some of them struggle with it. So you really have to make that decision. Are you of the mind that you really want to maybe branch out into different branches and do different things with your company, or do you want to stay in your lane and just do one thing? Personally, for my company, we stay in our lane. We do commercial maintenance. That's primarily all that we do. However, we will sub out tree work and things like that. Small jobs that maybe we can't handle. We just talked about subcontracting in the last question. So I do that with some of the things that maybe that I can't do, but I still want to take care of them for my customers. So that's something to think about also. So if you want to branch out into different things, that's great. It just depends on your mindset. I don't think there's a wrong or right answer to that question, because I've known people that have been very successful having a garden center and a business and maybe a yard with mulch and soil and things like that. So I think it just depends on the person. Hope that answers your question. Number 3, Adam Agger. Hey, Adam asked a couple questions, so I'm going to give him the bonus of me answering them all, okay? When you calculate a bid, do you figure a monthly number or a weekly number? It's monthly mostly for commercial maintenance because we don't do per cut. So a lot of stuff that we do when it comes to commercial maintenance is monthly numbers. So we'll take our entire season, amortize it over 8 or 12 months, depending on what they want, and then we give them a monthly number. That seems to be the way it works in my marketplace. I'm not sure how it works all over, the country and other places, but I can tell you that in my market, it's usually one number. They want to know, what's that monthly payment going to be and what does it include? Sometimes we don't include things like fertilization and mulch. I don't like to include those because I have to pay for them when I do them. So if I amortize that money over 8 or 12 months, I'm getting a little bit in every month, which isn't really good for me and my cash flow if I've got to wait to get all the money to pay my mulch bill, especially if it's a bigger mulch job. Same thing with fertilization. I like to bid the fertilization separately. Same thing, maybe irrigation startup and shutdown, separate from the contract because I have to pay for that as I go. Otherwise, I would say that you can do it however you want, whatever works for you. If it's a per cut job, then you can do weekly. But primarily in the commercial world, it's a one-a-month payment. And next, John Zaire. How do you deal with a dry summer or fall? Are most of your accounts irrigated? If not, how do you keep your crews busy when the grass is not growing? Thanks for your help. We don't have a lot of irrigated accounts here in the Cleveland market. We get enough rain, so we don't have that issue. However, we do have dry months, sometimes July and August. So we'll tone down our hours a little bit, but I try to warn my guys, listen, you're going to get a lot of hours in April, and July and August you might get a little bit less hours, so please work your budget accordingly. I try to make sure that my employees understand that we have a little bit of a slow period. A lot of businesses have peak periods and slow periods, so it's not totally uncommon to run your business that way as long as you're upfront with your employees about it and let them know. A lot of times maybe they'll want to take their vacations during the slow time or the dry time. Now if you end up in a drought situation, you have to play that by ear. You have to do that on a case-by-case situation and make business decisions based on what kind of revenue you have coming in and are you able to sustain working your employees during that period. That's always a tough one. I've had to deal with it a couple of times over the years, and I try to take volunteers, like maybe somebody wants to take a voluntary layoff or a couple extra days vacation, maybe not paid because they want to go do something or maybe go see somebody. Those are the kinds of things that case by case you kind of have to figure out. But that's a great question. Thanks a lot. And we have one more before our bonus question. All right, so Rufus, LC. Do you stock the trucks with water or do the guys have to buy it themselves? I've struggled with that over the years. Our guys generally buy it themselves because I think it's important. If I stock the water in the trucks, then I'm going to get people saying, well, he's drinking all the water. And there's sanitary issues there. You have to make sure it's really clean unless you're giving them bottled water, which can get expensive. So I try to make sure that my employees bring all their own drinks, all their own food. Don't stop at gas stations because that's a total colossal waste of time. And I try to tell them, when it's super hot out there, bring extra things to drink, bring extra water. Sometimes I'll show up on the job and drop them some Gatorade or something like that, but primarily it's their responsibility, and I've kind of kept it that way. So anyway, that was the 5 questions. I appreciate them, and now I want to talk to you guys real quick. Me and my brother answered this last question that we have right here a couple days ago when I was at the office. So check it out, and I'll be right back. There he is, Jeff. So one of our subscribers wants to know if it's when is it too early, or is there ever too early to get out of the field? What do you say to that?
Well, I don't think it's ever too early to get out of the field, but I do think you need to make sure you have the right team in place so that you can get out of the field without having any problems. If you get out too early, you're going to have challenges out there because the guys may not be trained right, or you may not have the right people on staff. So I would say it's a step that you're going to have to take when you get to that point and you're ready and you feel comfortable. You're going to slowly step out of the field before you just jump out completely.
That was an awesome answer, Jeff.
Good.
See, I need to do this more because then I don't have to talk as much. And he's really much smarter than I am.
Not really. I just show up when I need to on camera.
I make him. He loves this.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite thing.
And what did we do today? We actually had a consulting client today, which was really cool. So we do consulting. Him and me both do consulting. I didn't plan on doing this in this video, so it's not like we're trying to do a hard sell here, but Jeff and I have a consulting business where we help other landscape businesses with whatever issues they have. We try to focus on the smaller companies, people that are doing maybe $1 million or less in sales. You could be as small as 500,000, 300,000, 50,000, and we will work with you and help you grow your business and come up with some solutions, systems, and things like that. We really enjoy it, right? I mean, we had a great time today.
It's always fun to learn about other companies and see what we can help you with and make you more successful.
So if you guys are interested, check underneath in the comments below. You'll see an email address either in the About section. You can send me an email, ask me, any questions you want about our consulting business, and I'd be glad to answer them for you. And Jeff can move his head in weird ways too.
Well, I don't see anything underneath there. What's under there?
He's weird.
There's something under there. I hope you guys can see what's under there.
There's really nothing under there.
Oh, I thought you said it was underneath the comments under it. I don't see
Jeff's looking for the comments.
Yeah, I thought there was comments underneath here. I don't see them though.
He just doesn't get YouTube. I think it's time to leave now. Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
We'll see you. All right, I hope you enjoyed that segment with me and my brother. We do some consulting, so if anybody's interested, please let me know. You can send me an email or you can just make a comment in the comments below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Ask me questions. Don't forget to ask your question. I'll be glad to answer it. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I really appreciate the attention. I really appreciate everybody who watches this channel and subscribes to this channel. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time. See you later. I think that was 5 questions, so I hope it was 5 questions because it's Friday and it's time to go home. So.